Hey guys, it's Jacqueline over here at homeschoolhangout.xyz, and today we are going to talk about the big availability change that's been announced to the homeschool private school affidavit for the state of California for 2023 and the school years going forward. If you like these kinds of California specific homeschool videos, do me a favor, thumbs up, like, subscribe, all the things. Join the Patreon community, please. And let's get into it. Okay, so there has been an availability change announced. And I know some of you may be quite concerned or befuddled or all of the above. But don't worry, we got this. Let's just breathe. We'll talk about it, how things have been, what the change is going to be, and how that's going to affect us. So, how things have been. The Education Code states if you're an existing private homeschooler in the state of California, you were to file your California Private School Affidavit, or PSA, between October 1st and October 15th of the school year. That PSA takes effect for August 1st of the school year to June 30th of the school year. So, for example, for 2023, that would be, I could file October 1st to 15th of 2023, and it would be in effect from August 1st of 2023 retroactively all the way to June 30th. The California PSA remained online and available for any, quote, new schools that were formed, meaning you pull your kids out, start a new private school, that were established in the school year. Also for people who may have forgotten to file between October 1st and 15th. If you have forgotten to file and you just wonder what to do next, do me a favor. Go up there in the eye. There'll be a video linked. But on June 30th, the PSA for the old school year would go down, and you're unable to see a PSA or file anything until October 1st. And so if you pulled your kid out over the summer, if you were continuing homeschool or whatever, you still couldn't file until October 1st. And it actually says that basically the private homeschools, you exist because you say you exist. And if the public school questions it, tell them to come back after October 15th. So what's the change? The change is simply that it will now be available August 1st. The statute is still going to read that you fill it out from October 1st to October 15th. But the PSA itself will be open and available to all homeschoolers, new or veteran, starting August 1st. You are still going to find it unavailable in the month of July for anybody. So that's it. That is seriously the only change. This is a change in practice and not in statute, meaning the statute still says that you have an October 1st to October 15th to file. And where this is important is, let's say you just haven't gotten around to it and you don't legally have to have filed until October 15th. So if you're a new school and a sheriff shows up and says, we hear you got a truant kid, and you go, come back after October 15th. I'll get that paperwork for you, sir. You can do that. That is one of the big effects there. One of the other ways it's going to affect people is you don't have to wait until October 1st. You can. You totally can. If that is part of your groove, if your school doesn't really get going with your kids until October 1st, you can do that. But because you are allowed to wait. But you don't have to wait until then. I know, right? It also means, though, that when you pull out your children from public school over the summer, and if you want to know how to do that, you can see that video too, with a little modification now, you can actually file your PSA August 1st and then send your transfer letter. Then you don't have to mess with the schools anymore where they go, oh, we have to check, we have to do all these things. No, you don't have to worry about that. That's really it. It's just available. Now, let's talk about why this is done and kind of like how the private school department does try to help private schools and homeschoolers, and the public school tries to help us all. We'll start with back in the day. Pull out my old lady historian hat. Back in the day, once this went online, which I don't know when that was. It's always been online since I started homeschooling, oh my gosh, 16 years ago, I think. It used to only be available online from October 1st to October 15th, and then they took it down. And if you formed a new school or forgot to file, they had a link to a paper copy that you had to print out, fill out, and mail in. And there was some lag on that, which meant if you pulled out your kid, let's say on the first of the month, they may not have that school in the system for a while. So everyone had to wait for that reporting. So to help with that situation, they left it online all year. Now, we have gone through and we're having another iteration of change because, one, it's kind to all of us old fogies. I'm signing up kids for classes. I'm doing all the things. All their classes start in October. In August. I can go ahead and file then. So that makes my life easier. The amount of veteran homeschoolers I have heard going, I thought about it in August. I even thought about it in September. But by the time October came around, I was so busy I forgot. But it also really, really is a blessing to both the public school and the new homeschooler who starts over the summer. So I don't know if you realize that the public school is under a legal obligation to make sure that any children that transfer from their schools are actually registered in a new school. That's kind of how they're trying to not lose kids in the system who are really just dropping out. And so some public schools keep a list. Oh, here are, the 3 kids who've pulled out. And in October, I'll go and verify those affidavits are there. So kids can be missed there. But in many ways, this is a bigger blessing to the parents. The gentleman I spoke to at the private school department says he gets calls from parents every year that they start getting truancy letters in the mail or truancy calls from the district saying, your student has been truant. And do you know that we can basically, send a sheriff out or we can have a problem or this, that, and the other thing? Even though they've gone through and they've transferred their child out, they can still be harassed because the school can't check mark that they've started in another school until after October 15th. So the kids are just kind of marked absent so that the school doesn't forget to check later. And it causes problems for the parents. When I say it causes problems, it's annoying because nothing ever actually happens. Even if a sheriff shows up, you just show them, here's my affidavit, and they go, okay, cool, later. You are a private school, we're done. They just want to make sure kids aren't getting dropped from the system and dropping out of school. And so this will help both the parents who are transferring their children to a private school and the schools not lose track of them. But yeah, that's it. That is really, truly it. You can file August 1st. You do not have to file August 1st. That's it. And this should be a change going forward for all of time. No, we'll see what happens next time. We are still not going to be available to file for any year in the month of July, which is reasonable. Let's give them a break. Let's give the IT guys a break. You always got to show the programmers and the IT guys some love. They need some time to transition systems. But that's it. I think that this is a really good change. I think this will make everything flow a little easier. I think it will help private homeschoolers not get as much backlash when they pull their children out. All of it. What do you think? I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Join my Facebook group. Join my Patreon. Come talk to me. Nerd Mom on Twitter. I want to know your thoughts. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.